we have seen was that there was no cow. I'm going to repeat. The first weird thing that we have seen when we got off the car is that there was no cow. There was no cow at all. Now that simply means that I've hit nothing in a way, but my mirror is fucked up. Now when we check on the ground, because it was still visible, there were still cars coming and passing at that time. When we checked on the ground, there was no evidence of any glass of the mirror. There was no evidence of any glass of the mirror. That was the second weird thing. The first weird thing is that there is no cow. The second weird thing is that the glasses of the actual mirror that already broke. Next, nothing. And then I laughed about it because I thought that I was going crazy, right? I mean, you'd think I'm crazy, right? I'm sure you're probably thinking, nah, this nigga is crazy. This nigga is crazy. You think it's a joke, I know. Wait until it happens to you. Wait until it happens to you. You will see that people are working overtime and they're definitely not fucking happy with what you're doing with your life. And in most cases, strangers would never harm you to that point. It's only people who know you from back home. Your family, your friends, people who know you, your relatives, they're the ones who can do that. There's no stranger who can randomly do that out of nowhere. If that happens, there's an agenda behind. So now we got back in the car. There was a moment of silence in the car. Nobody said anything after the accident. Nobody said anything. Remember what I'm telling you, I haven't discussed it with my passengers, whether they've seen what I've seen. Right? There's no communication. We are quiet, all of us. Like, shh, quiet. I kept on driving, same speed. When I look at my mirror, there's no mirror. My mirror is fucking gone. Luckily, the driver's window was closed. So if the driver's window was not closed, I would have been fucked. Literally. I would have been fucked. Literally. So I drove. I'm still on the second part of the road. Remember, going to the village is like 3 parts. Leaving Kasi, going to the village, and the dust road. I'm still on the second part. So now as I was driving, it's quiet in the car. No word. Next. So when we got to the third part, which is dust road, I'm driving slow. We're still quiet. It's quiet. It was weird as fuck. And I was wondering why are these people not saying anything in the car? I mean, passengers. They're supposed to be saying something at least, but nobody's saying anything. I was surprised. Dust road. Now, this is like the final confirmation. Of what happened. And this is like an eye-opener for me, which actually opened that fuck. This is happening for real. These people want me dead. Fuck. I still have my sunroof opened. I guess I still have my sunroof opened. The car is still proper. It's just that the driver's window as well as the mirror is gone. Sharp. As I was driving on the dust road, it's like a long main road, like a long main road. We are going up, right? So when I'm driving, we're going up, then we see a car coming, going down. Now we are going up, the car is It's going down. Let me sit properly. Oh, I'm tired of. Let me sit properly. Sorry. Yeah, so when I'm trying to adjust my cell phone properly. Yeah. Yeah, so when we were going up, there was another car going down, right? So when I'm going up, my right of way is the left side. Then the other car's right of way is the right side, right? According to the road signs and all that. That's if you didn't buy your license. But if you've bought a license, then I don't know. So I was using the left side. Yeah, it was the left side. Yes, going up. And then the opposite direction, the right side. So as I was going up, then the car is coming. Now, when the car comes closer to us, it changes direction. It leaves from right to left. That is where we are. Now, this car, this one, it didn't appear out of nowhere. No, this one, I've seen it coming from a distance because we're probably like driving 5 kilometers because it's dust road and the car is still brand new, you know. So now, as the car changes direction, it comes to my side of the road. And the first words that I took out of my mouth was that, hey, it's Saturday, people are drunk. So this drunkards, they can't drive properly when they're drunk. Then that's when my passengers started engaging in the conversation, and then they were like, yeah, no, move to the other side. So I moved to the other side. When I moved to the other side, remember now, we are about to collide in a way, you know, like he's still coming down, I'm still going up. Then I went to the right side. When I went to the right side, he moved to the right side as well. I'm like, aye, man. And is this guy drunk? Then I moved back to the left side, and then he moved back with me. Now, I don't know meters estimation, but we're not really far apart from one another. Then I decided to stop. Then I stopped the car. When I stopped the car, he stopped as well. And I'm like, Remember, I've just been involved in a car accident just not long ago, right? And now this is happening. What the fuck is going on? Now my heart is starting to pump, but I'm trying to keep it cool. So now this car started coming towards me, directly, like head on, like right 100% towards me. And I was like, yeah. This is not happening. Never. Kafaga reverse. Agafagile reverse. The car was, I don't know, but I think it was old cars, man. Some around Corolla 16 valve, old cars, extremely old cars, or Honda Ballade, old cars. I don't know, but somewhere there. When the car was coming towards me, Agafaga reverse, a big reverse, fast. Now I didn't even see what was happening behind, what was coming. But my goal was to escape what's coming to me. So luckily, obviously, because it's a dust road, so I did Tomo reverser with high speed. That's what I love about Audi. Audi is extremely powerful. It's extremely powerful. So I get to reverser. There was obviously dust all over, so you can't really see what's happening. So I managed to reverse. Fast, and then I ran right. Dust road, imagine, dust road. And I don't know what was happening, but I think they were behind me somewhere, somehow. But obviously, there was no way they could catch up, right? So I managed to escape because it's my hood. I know the roads and all that. So I managed to escape, and then I found some road closer to the mountain whereby I cooled down. I turned off the car, I turned off the lights, trying to see. So when I saw them, I saw their lights down there, just strolling around as if they're looking for me. And it didn't make sense. You know, like what the fuck is going on here? I've just been involved in a car accident that was like around 1:30, I think, somewhere there in the AMs. And then now this guy tried running over me. Like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. Sharp. So the girl that I was with said, "Hi man, let me call my brother. Because now what's happening now, it's fucked up. Let me call my brother so that he can assist us." So she called the brother. And then the brother, we told him where we are. And then he came. And then he asked us what the fuck happened. And then we explained everything to him. And then he went out to look for these guys. He couldn't find them. And then he came back to us and like, "Yeah, no, I can't find anything." So it's more like the car as well. The car which was running after us is gone as well. But now, this one, I'm not sure if it disappeared or it went away properly like normal cars. I was like, Anamo? Yeah. And funny enough, before all these incidents, on Facebook, I've been getting funny messages on your DMs, things like, "We will get you, you think you can just leave us here, you think you are better than us," you know. And I concluded that these are people from my hometown. You know, these are people from my hometown, because strangers don't really have much against me. Strangers just say things that they don't know, but these are people who know me. So what happened after that was that the guy told us that the brother's English, the brother's sister, does it make sense? The sister's brother. But you understand me, the guy whom the sister is, your English is running, but you hear me. So he told us that, "Boy, if what you're saying is true," because Lena, after I told him what happened, he thought I was crazy. But now he can see that we are scared, and obviously we were running, you know. So he said that, "No, if what you're saying is true, but I believe you, then you need to go home ASAP. You can't be at this place right now. If there are people who really want you, you can't be at this place right now. You need to go home." And I'm like, "Yeah." So because I had the boys in the car, so they said, "Coach, now we'll just live here and then we'll just walk home because it's not so far. So why not just go back home?" Now remember, my mom sent me to go turn on lights at home. So I'm not back as yet. So she's calling. Now, sharp. So now I was forced to go back home. So I went home. The guy accompanied me safely. There were no incidents. So we got home, and then I parked the S3 in the garage, right? I parked it in the garage. And then I called my mom. And I'm like, "Look, I won't be coming back there. I'm actually sleeping because I'm tired." Right? Basically I've had a long day. And then she said, "No, it's fine. Anyways, we are on our way coming back home. It's fine." So my parents, when they got home, they found me with the guy. They parked their car as well. And they went in the house. So we talked, me and him. And then after he went away. So now I sat outside. That was like around 2 a.m. I sat outside trying to think of everything that happened, trying to make sense of what happened to me. And nothing made sense. I mean, it felt like I was crazy. It felt like I was dreaming at that time. And I would like to believe that I was dreaming at that time. But I wasn't, because the mirror is evidence that I've been involved in a car accident. The car chase, I can't really prove it because it was in and out thing. It was quick. But the car is dirty to show that I was actually in a high-speed chase, I mean. So now when I'm thinking, I'm like, so if there's people, if these guys wanna kill me, then that means that if I dare try to sleep, then the car will probably appear in my room and finish me off. Immediately when I thought about that, and I stood up and I'm like, fuck, no, I'm not sleeping here. I'm not sleeping here. After that, I called my brother, the one that I came home with. He was driving the other S3. I'm like, dude, you know what? Where are you now? And he's like, no, I'm still at the party. It's still happening. So back home, when there's like a party or wedding or whatever, we'd stay up almost up until 3 a.m. in the morning, 4 a.m., sometimes up until 6 in the morning. We don't sleep, you know, even though the original function might have ended at 6 p.m., but we make our own chila sinyana with the gents, stogonyana, you know, just to have a vibe. Otherwise, because during the day it's up and downs and all that, you know, sharp. So he says, no, dog, I'm still chilling at the chillers. I'm like, Mfana, where's the car? Because now there was like 2 S3s, right? Same car, same cars, different colors. So I'm like, where's the car? And he's like, no, the car is right in front of me. And I'm like, is it fine? Like, can you check for me? And then he's starting to panic. And I was like, yeah, no, the car is fine. And I'm like, are you sure? And he's like, yeah, I'm sure. And I'm like, okay, doc, you know what I want you to do? Tell your uncle to bring you to my house right now. I want you to pack everything that you have in the house and come to my house right now, because he's still at the village. Come to my house right now. Tell your uncle to accompany you with his car. Don't tell anybody. Now I'm starting to live in the movies. Now I felt like I'm living in a movie, you know. And he's like, hey, boy, what's going on? You're scaring me. And I'm like, nah, relax. I'll explain everything when you get here. When I make sure that nobody sees you and you're actually coming to, you come to my house, somebody must accompany you. So his uncle accompanied him. Then he came to my house. When he got to my house, that was like around 3 in the morning. Yeah, somewhere there. So now there's like, and then I showed, remember now he didn't know what was going on. So I took out the other car because my parents were sleeping. I took out the other car, the S3 out, like from the garage. I took it out and then I explained to them what happened. So they were shocked as well. The uncle asked Muna, Khopoto, were you drinking? And I'm like, no, uncle, I'm not drinking. Were you smoking weed? I'm like, no, uncle, I'm a virgin. I don't drink, I don't smoke weed. The only sin that I'm doing, Laim Shabeni, is to have sex. That's the only sin that I'm doing. Alcohol, any substance, I'm a virgin to that. You know? And it's like, aye, man. What you're saying doesn't make sense. I'm like, I know. Sense, but it is what it is. So I told my boy everything that happened, and then I told him that, Mfana, we need to leave right now. We need to go back to Gauteng right now. Like, we need to leave. It's 3 a.m. We can't sleep here with what happened. So now Leana, he's starting to be scared now. He's starting to be scared because now he can see the car, that the car is actually fucked, you know. So we have to leave. We have to go back to Pretoria, as in like right now. And he's like, yeah, man, no, so. And I'm like, no, yeah, now. So he says, no, let's at least say goodbye to your parents. And I'm like, no, because if we wake them up, they're gonna see that I've been involved in a car accident. They would probably panic. My mom will cry. She would even know one thing for sure. So they are not going to know anything. We are living as in like right now. Sometimes we have to make hard choices in life, you know. Sharp. We agreed, and then the uncle went back home while he was still in shock as well. And then we left. Me and my boy left. Tur, S3, delete 2. 3 a.m. we left my hometown. Shit, we're driving back to Gauteng. 3 in the morning, we haven't slept. I'm fucking tired. And I'm like, I'm not going to sleep on the road. I'm going to get home, back home in Pretoria safe. We drove. at 6 a.m., around 6 in the morning, we were at Wheatbank. 6 in the morning, we're at Wheatbank. My parents think I'm still asleep. So at like 6:30, my mom is calling me and he's like, where are you? And I'm like, no man, sorry, old lady, I had an emergency with work. There were papers that I had to sign, so we had to leave at like 5 in the morning, And then she's like, what do you mean you have to leave? She's starting to make noise. Why did you leave without telling me? And I'm like, nah, man, old lady, I'm sorry, man. I'll make it up to you and all that. So one thing I love about my mom is that she loves money. She loves money way too much. So, monitor, no, man, don't worry, man. I'm going to sign papers and I'll send you 30K later on today. So whenever she hears there's money involved, then she calms down. She came down after that. And then we got to Pretoria, to my house in Pretoria around 8 in the morning, I think. Yeah, 8 in the morning, that's when we got to Pretoria. And then sharp, we got home safe, perfect. That was Sunday. Remember, that was Sunday morning. So sharp, that's when we actually managed to sleep. That's when I managed to sleep peacefully. I slept peacefully. And then when I woke up in the afternoon, I actually thought what I went through was just a dream. So I went outside to check the car. And I found out that, what you were going through was reality, dog. It was not a dream. You were not fucking dreaming. What you went through is actually real. You went through that for real. And I'm like, shit. So now, the challenge was that I have to get the car fixed now. It was just too much stress. I have to observe and accept what just happened to me. But I can't seem to do that because everything is weird. I don't believe what happened to me is actually true, and didn't make sense. I was stressed. I was not fine on that day. Sharp, later on that Sunday, I just and then I had sex. Yeah, after having sex, then I felt much better, because I didn't even have the strength to masturbate, honestly. I didn't have strength to masturbate, so we just tokonyana and then I had sex. So that was, one thing I know for sure with a man, is that sometimes when you are a man and you are stressed, sometimes you just feel like everything is annoying, When you are a man, naturally it happens. You just feel like everything is annoying, like man, And the real problem to that is that your scrotum is actually full, like your balls, your sack is full. So you need to offload, because once you offload, you become relaxed. You understand? It's like it's like you smoked weed. I don't know how it feels like, but the way they explain it, they say you feel relaxed. So after coming, I felt so relaxed, as if everything is fine. That's the power of sex. So yeah, if I was dating you at that time, so relax. These things happened long time ago. Relax. You must move on. And if the girl that I ate is your girlfriend, relax as well. It happened long time ago. Don't catch feelings. So I felt so relaxed after that, And Monday morning, I took the car to Audi, the one in Main Lane, I think. I went to Main Lane. Yeah, the Audi Center in Main Lane. And then I went to get a quote. And then they said that the mirror is going to cost me like 16,000 rand. Remember now, at that time, 16,000 rands was a lot of money to me. At that time. 16,000 rands was a lot of money to me. Now it's not much, but at that time it was a lot of money. So they said it's 16,000. I'm like, what the fuck? A mirror, 16,000. Because now I was still a toddler when it comes to trading. I made money, yes, but I was still, at that stage. That was like 2018. I was not a master of things. I was still learning, So I was like 16,000. And I'm like, I had no choice because I can't drive without a mirror, especially the driver's mirror. It's very important. How will I overtake? How will I see what's coming behind and all that? So that was important, right? That was important. And besides, traffic officers were just going to abuse me like all the time. I know for sure. When I don't have a mirror. Because nobody was going to believe my story anyway. So they said it's 16,000 for the mirror. And I was like, and I've said this before. I see on the comments, some people are saying 16,000 it's a lie. Let me address you very quick. Pedestrians. I don't know how many times I must tell you. I don't know how many times must I tell you these things. There are certain things that you will never understand. I'm telling you. There are certain things that you'll never understand. You don't argue with a person who owns a car when they tell you how expensive these things are. Right? Because now, it's not the same as you telling us that you're going to get new sneakers. You're going to get new Vans. No, it's not the same, dog. You see, and it's not the same as you buying Tanqueray or a bottle of VSOP. It's an Audi we're talking about. It's an Audi we're talking about. So you can't say I'm lying while you are a pedestrian or while you are driving Polo. This is not a Polo. This is not a Quantum. It's Audi. I paid that invoice. You can't say I'm lying when I'm telling you these things. You just have to believe. You only have the right to say I'm lying when you have the same car. That's when you have the right. But if you don't have a car, chief, please stick to your walking. Stick to your walking, chief. Don't make me off ramp now. I hope you have heard me. So it's 16,000. I paid 16,000 to fix the mirror. If you own an Audi S3, you would know that even one light, Audi, just the light, it's 50,000. One light, Audi, 50,000. Now, when we tell you these things, you're going to say we are lying. When we are saying one light, 50,000, chief, we are not talking about fixing your iPhone 6 screen. No. It's not the same as fixing your iPhone 6 screen. And iPhone 6 is not even part of iPhone category anymore. Chief, it's not the same as fixing your iPhone screen. It's an Audi. You must rest. You must rest. These things, maintaining these cars, it's you. And the sad part about it is that I can't say you will see this one day, because you will never see this one day. With that attitude and mentality, when a person tells you that a Rolls Royce costs 7 million, you can't be saying it's a lie while you don't even have 700 in your account. How are you? Man, rest, go for it. Hi. So anyways, so I managed to pay the amount, and then they said they've ordered the parts. Ne? They've ordered the parts. They're probably going to take they said how many? 14 working, No, not 14 working days, but 2 weeks. Yeah, 14 days. That was around about 2 weeks. I think that was 10 working days. Then the guy said, but if they're found in the nearest factory, it's going to probably take a day or two. So after 2 days, they were found in the nearest factory. So they didn't really have to order them from Germany. You see, so they managed to fix the car. Everything was proper, and then all was well. Now, that was the ODS3. Now, after the ODS3, I've bought a couple of cars. After that, I'm trying to recall. I bought a BM. Was it a 316? I think. I've bought a Wild Track. I've bought what? I've bought a couple of cars, before then. I just lost count, just like lost track of things. So, around, that was still 2018, around towards year end, October, November, somewhere there, that's when I bought the RS7, right? So with the RS7, we actually bought the RS7. It was me and Vincent. Before then, we actually went to cars.co.za and we Googled cars. And I'm like, hey, boy, I need to get a car, and he's like, which one do you want? And I'm like, I want this one. Actually, I wanted an A45 before. Was it before we have it? Yeah, I wanted an A45 before. But I concluded that now, an A45 is the same as S3 in a way. There's no much different. You can't really say it's an upgrade. So I wanted to get a C63. But now C63, the problem was that it's Betwell's favorite car. So if I get a C63, I'm gonna fight with Betwell. He's gonna wanna take it, I know. And I'm like, man, let me go to Audi. What can I buy for Audi? And there was like RS3. And I was like, RS3 is for small boys. So if I buy an RS3, there's no much difference between RS3 and S3. Just the pipes and a little bit of power on the RS3. And then that's it. And then RS4 is very rare. I've never seen it. RS5, it's two-door. I don't really like two-door cars because when I grow up, I want to be involved in a polygamy marriage. I want to have like a couple of wives, like wife number 1, wife number 2, wife number 3, wife number 4. At least, I don't know, maybe like 4 wives, I think, so that we can fit in one car as one big family. Even though I think the V-Class would do, because the V-Class, it's like 7 people, the driver included. So with the V-Class, I think I can get like 6 wives. And yeah, but no, the children, which car will the children use? I'll probably get a 16-seater, a taxi 16-seater for the children, maybe. Yeah, I think a taxi. A quantum for the children would do. Then I get a driver who's going to drive around the children. All of them mixed, inside one taxi while I'm with my wives. So I was never really a fan of two-door per se. So an RS5, it's 2 doors. And I was like, nah. And then I wanted RS6, actually. I wanted RS6. So now, the only problem was that ST said, no, man, boy. You can't buy an RS6 while there's an RS7. Go for the last number. Go for the last number. And I was like, okay, sharp. I'll consider it. But an RS7 looked ugly. Like it looked ugly for me compared to RS6. And it looked too old. Like it looked like it's for older people, It's like it's Rolls Royce. You can't really see an 18-year-old driving a Rolls Royce, but you can see a 60-year-old driving one. It's not about affordability, but it's for people who are a little bit older, And I was like, I'll see. So now, my other friend, Tax, he said, no, man, boy, get an RS7. I've seen this car once in my life. It's a beast. Go for an RS7. And I'm like, okay, sharp. I'll go for an RS7. At that time, I was still against 2 doors. Because whenever there's a 2-door, I was not there. Sharp. So, boy, here's the car, an RS7. Now we need to have a plan on the table. How are we going to buy it? And we have our ways, We made a plan. And then we took out a budget. And then we went on the market. And we actually made the money to buy the car in like one trade. And then a week later, we've managed to withdraw, and then that's when we actually got the car, right? And it was repossessed by the bank as well, by the way. Every car that I had, every car that I'm talking about here is repossessed. So as we speak right now, I don't have any car on me at all. I don't have any car with me at all. So you can relax. You don't have to bewitch me. I'm broke. So we bought the RS7, and yeah, that was proper. It was a smart car. At first, I didn't like it that much until I actually felt it on the road. It's a beast. It's a fucking beast. And it's better than each and every car that I've ever driven. That includes the G63. RS7, it's still better than any car that I've driven. And I don't expect you to argue with me because you've never driven an RS7 before. So go buy it, and then you'll come back and argue with me. You see, because now I've noticed something on social media. People love arguing about things that they don't know. Honestly, people love arguing about things that they don't know. You'll find them saying, yeah, Golf 7R is better than A45. That time, Motogo no driver Kia Rio. And what the fuck, dude? Buy both of them and compare them, and then that's when you have the right to say. That's why you will never see me saying Rolls-Royce is better than Bentley or Bentley is better than Rolls-Royce. I will never say that. Why? Because I've realized that being broke is a disease that makes you think you know things that you don't know just because you've seen them on YouTube. You must stop Googling cars